We're looking at live chart of S&P 500 mini futures. This is the 2000 tick chart, which means every single candle represents 2000 transactions. I have 21 bar exponential moving average just as a supportive indicator on the chart, but for the most part, I'm relying on the price action as the bars are printing in front of me. Now I have to do my pre-market analysis, which is you can see a trend range at this point on. I have channels inside of this main trend range because I want to follow the trend line rule. Other than that, main key level at the bottom, main key level at the top, no clear bias at this point on. We are working lower on a very micro level. For that reason, I'm drawing this short-term channel because I want to read the structure as it's unfolding in front of me. Stock market is going to open in 4 minutes, so we'll see what the bias is going to be after the open. All right, so the stock market open and we have second entry short forming, which is this is the lowest low where I'm going to count. We have first attempt to sell, pull back, second attempt to sell. But notice I have to respect the shortened channel that is working to the upside, which means I cannot take the second entry short even though there's a two-legged pullback at the key entry point. Downtrend is new low. I have to be a little more patient here and wait for possible confirmation lower high. But as you can see, as I'm speaking, market is automatically selling off strongly without even a chance to lower high. But that is okay. I follow the rules. I don't want to cherry pick. Stock market is opening and there can be a little bit of a trap. So I definitely cannot risk this second entry short without new extreme of this uptrend. But you can see trend line rule is being followed and most likely this low of the day is going to be the target. We'll see. Since I expect for market to reach the bottom of the trend range, I'm extending my channel a little bit because this was quite a substantial move down and you can see it is nicely offering me a wider channel off of these highs. So this is how I'm working with the price action. You guys can see the channel didn't really get confirmed perfectly. There was a little break close outside, which was not the greatest. Had it confirmed spot on, we would have had a nice short setups right here. But at this point on, I see micro little break. Prices are attempting to create new extreme and this is the target because in trading ranges you expect for prices to go from the highs all the way down to the lows. So I'm reading the structure, I'm following the short-term channels. As I can see the first very tight channel, I see continuation, so I'm extending it to the wider one because it fits nicely off of these highs. And right now you can see EMA keeps rejecting prices, which is confirmation of the bearish momentum. Notice prices broke the main important key level, and because we are in an overall trading range structure and according to price action rules, most breakouts of trading ranges will fail. Notice the strong bullish push back into a trading range, trapping all the sellers selling at the very low while the breakout is happening. Now, I didn't really want to buy the breakout because every single time prices kept rejecting off the EMA. So there was quite a decent bearish momentum. And when I see this, I'm not picking bottom blindly. But you can see that you can stay away from taking shorts here if you follow the overall trading range rule. The price action is telling me everything I need to know. I just need to wait for a decent high probability setup. Now we have a small break, a new extreme already forming without a great failed second entry short. Alright traders, I attempted to take this failed breakout. I didn't manage to record it unfortunately, but I didn't get filled anyway. I kept my limit order a couple ticks back. The reason why I like it, because we bounced off the key level. We had a first leg up, break, second leg up. Notice we have first leg, second leg, larger two-leg up pullback. We were in a small little consolidation, smaller trading range, and most breakouts of trading ranges will fail. And also, this uptrend I identified from the lows had a break and new extreme. So I'm combining the price action rules. Notice you have a small trading range, which the same rule applies on the bigger trading range. You want to fade the breakouts, uptrend create a break and a new extreme, meaning the buyers are over and most breakouts will fail. This was a great failed breakout. I kept my limit order right where the bar closed, but prices never tick back. You would have to use stop order. This would have been a great failed breakout. Unfortunately, I didn't catch it. But so far, you can see this is how you play the congestion. You don't want to be taking trades in the middle of the congestion because you can get whipsawed. It is tempting to trade both ways. But I'm just following the trend line rule, following the trend range rule, and most breakouts fail. We have uptrend working higher. We have a first break of the uptrend. I'm extending it because we have a continuation of the bullish momentum. Plus, we are about to reach the main resistance of the main trend range. We have a new extreme and we have a first entry long. So at this point, once I see first break of this bullish uptrend, I'm expecting for prices to create second entry long. I see that the exponential moving average keeps holding. I have a first attempt to buy. However, I really want to see the second attempt to buy, the second entry long, because right now I have also the downtrend working lower. So I want to see close outside, at least attempt for prices to create new extreme. So here we have the two-legged pullback, new high, first entry long, pullback, second entry long. But notice the signal bar, the second entry long triggered above. It triggered above bearish bar, which I don't want to enter above bearish bar because I want to see a bullish bar for me to go long. So unfortunately, there is no way for me to enter, and it looks like even this bar will not finish great. So if there is no entry for me, uptrend didn't get new extreme, Right now we're pushing back lower, just following the shortened channels. It ended up being the shortened channel as I had initially. I had it tied like this with the break and a new extreme. I expected it to reach the resistance. For that reason I extended it, but you can see there is no setup, and once you're reversing, I need to adapt. Right, traders, I'm about to take a second entry short with a little bit of a limit order because we're closing quite low. The bar was also very big, so I wanted to really have some room to these lows. Let's see if we can get the limit order here for a second entry short.
Order filled.
Alright, so we got filled, so I'm going to go for a tick target profit. I'm looking at downtrend working lower. We have a new low, first entry short, pullback, second entry short. Great bearish bar, off the exponential moving average. The downtrend needs to get new extreme. Let's see if we can get the scalp here. Now we have a new high, first entry low, pullback, second entry low, failure if it triggers. And we finally tick through. So I'm going to tighten the stop loss to break even, because anything we right now make is just a bonus. So this was a new low, first entry short, pullback, second entry short. You guys can see the bar was very big. We didn't have much room to these lows. For that reason, I used limit order. I could have used even deeper limit order. And this was our first trade for today. And our runner just got hit here. Right, traders, I'm about to enter a failed second entry short. New low, first entry short, second entry short. We have a doji bar, but I'm about to risk it because there's such a great setup context-wise. Let's see if we can get fill here. New low, first entry short, second entry short, failure. I'm about to chase it just a little bit here, but we already missed the order. Now what I'm looking at, I see overall bullish imbalance. The downtrend had small little overshoot, which leads to a break of a channel or possible reversal. For that reason, I'm drawing my channel wider like this. And you can see we have overall bullish imbalance in this market. Notice we are bouncing off the midline of this main trend range. So the structure is bullish. This option needs to get new extreme. However, you guys can see we didn't get filled again. Now this was a doji bar, so it was definitely, I believe, good for me to use limit order. But I could have even been a little bit faster here. So unfortunately, great setup, but we didn't really get filled here on this failed second entry short. But notice how I closed above EMA, and it suckered in a lot of sellers selling at the top of this EMA. But you don't want to go short here. Downtrend is overshoot combined with the overall structure, which is a bullish imbalance. We are bouncing off the middle of the trend range. All right, traders, I'm about to enter a lower high here on engulfing entry. Alright, so I'm gonna go for a tick. We had a high low, but notice it formed bad below EMA, and I can see that the prices are struggling to push higher. So I'm betting that these traders who are buying a bad high low right now are gonna get trapped. And this is a little bit more of a gut feeling trade. But after this failed second entry show didn't really push market higher, I'm observing the structure pushing below EMA strongly, and I believe this lower high is going to be a trap, trapping all the bulls, thinking we might go higher at this point on. So I'm switching the gears here, just a little bit more advanced, but it's definitely based on the microstructure. And we got filled. So I'm gonna tighten the stop loss. I'm gonna mark this as our second trade for the day. This was lower high. Normally you don't want to switch gears this quickly because I was expecting failed second entry short, but we came up short of this small little trend range. Strong push below EMA, wrong higher low, ticked higher, reverse down, great lower high, and I'm going to be trailing it quite tight like this. In case we push lower strongly like this, I want to be part of this, but I don't want to be too greedy at the same time. Okay, I notice prices are pushing strongly to the downside, so I'm going to tighten the runner as much as I can. You guys can see we are at almost 12 points. It's very likely we may get stopped here because we're far away from EMA, but I'm happy taking 9.5 points. Alright, prices are pushing lower. I'm gonna tighten this one tick above this swing right here. I'm gonna redraw the brand new downtrend like this. I could leave it at my initial entry and hope we will push lower, but I really don't want to give back 10 points. I really like to scale out and take partial profits. This way you will be more in the zone mentally because you know you have some extra money made in the bank just off your runner. Also, while I'm holding the runner, I'm going to explain why I like this lower high so much. We talked about a wide channel in trading ranges trap earlier. I'm playing the same thing here because this channel, even though it has multiple confirmations of the lows, we are in an overall trading range structure. We can see that each new high is lower than the previous one, and there is a wedge forming and all the buyers just got trapped. This channel would be okay if we were in a bullish uptrend, but we are in a clean sideways trading range. So for that reason, I'm just sticking to these tight channels and I want to sell high and buy low. So for that reason, I like this, even though it may seem a little bit aggressive switching gears like that. The fact that this channel seemed too valid, it was very tempting. I even like fell second entry short here because it really looked nice. But as we reversed here, you can tell that this is going to be a mainly a trading range. And I'm going to tighten this really tight because we have a break new extreme and we got stopped here. All right, traders, these were our 2 trades for the day. Didn't really take anything other than that. We got lucky here. You need to make sure you have room before these lows. And this was a pretty decent trap. And the runner was very nice. So I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody.